day that you get a guy making his major league debut? What is today just for the program? I mean, a big day.
Yeah, good call on that. Did Cole win?
He won.
Awesome. Good for him and better for us, quite frankly. He'll have more days. What a game. Still kind of motors running pretty good, and obviously we walked everybody to get to Adley there and with the bases loaded in the 8th. And, so it could be really exciting for everybody. And that's what it looks like. Our best guy against their best guy, and Nelly got him this time. I wouldn't want to do that for a living, not necessarily. And then they just never go away. They just keep pressure on you and had an opportunity to win the game. And Elliott, fortunately, made enough pitches to win the game.
He gets you 6-2. I know that's what you thought coming in, but as he was going, did you think he was going to be in? You didn't have anybody going in the bullpen for a while,
No,
so I assume
that was the plan. You know, we were going to get him in there in the 3rd. We thought it was a spot to get him in there. I mean, in the 4th, excuse me, get him in there in the 3rd. And 120 pitches is an awful lot, but he'd been going, you know, high 80s, 90s in relief, extended. So he didn't have much left in the tank, you know, obviously. So I think he reached back and for that last curveball and got it done.
Would they say what happened with the hat?
They accused him of having illegal substance.
The Oregon State asked the umps to check?
Yeah.
What'd you see on his hat?
Dirt. It's a
Seems
tough
like
one.
Got him a little excited, though, too.
Well, you accuse a guy of cheating, and he wasn't cheating. So if you were pitching, that would probably get your attention, too. It's always a tough one. You know, obviously they thought they saw something, and he was just pitching. You know, it was just dirt on his cap, and that's where he went to all the time. We've had that same feeling against some guys earlier, against some teams. I'm not going to mention any names, but they thought they saw something that wasn't true. So that escalated his emotions right there.
Nelly today, I mean, that's the role you envision. I mean, you've been talking about, hey, if we can get him in the 3rd and have him, you know, out of that's why you've had him in the bullpen was for a situation like this.
Yeah, you know, you don't, with a closer like that and an arm like that, you hope that he has several opportunities to be a factor in the weekend series. And unfortunately, today was the only day that we had a lead. And it was early, but we didn't have a lead late. And the good news that we didn't have a lead on Friday and Saturday was that he was really fresh today and we could go extended with him. So good for him. He's had a rough go. You know, it just seems like he snake bit no matter what he does. And some of it's been self-created. And, you know, he makes a good pitch against Armstrong and dinks it into right field to extend the inning. And I'm just thinking, gosh darn it, this guy deserves a break. And he finally got it done. And couldn't be a tougher team to get it done against. So good for Nelly. Maybe he can, as we finish this thing, maybe he can have quieter saves and successful outings instead of the bumps he's had the entire year, injury, and then some things have gone sideways on him.
Of course, your perspective of the Rushman at bat, obviously it was a pretty huge pitch sequence. The 1-1 breaking ball was pretty huge. Obviously a big ball going your way.
Yeah, it was a changeup that they thought might have been a little bit low, and there was a couple pitches throughout the game that I thought the plate ump did go down there for whatever reason. Yeah, it's an emotional thing and certainly turns a count differently. But, you know, that wasn't a strike 3 pitch, so he still had some at bat left, and I'm sure Adley would be the first to tell you that that didn't get him out. When you're trying to be successful, it's hurtful, but we've had a lot of 2-strike pitches to Rutschman, and they haven't gone our way. That's the way to say that.
How big perspective, George, I mean, for the season, you could argue this is the biggest win of the season, certainly the circumstances, the moment, the point in the season that it is, the series, all things considered, this was pretty huge.
Yeah, not at the expense of them. We just wanted to play better baseball and get a win against a quality team, a top 10 team, and you know, maybe we can use that experience in the next 6 games in conference. USC is not a top 10 team, but it's always difficult to go down there and play for us. And then UCLA is obviously #1 team. They're playing awfully well. So maybe that'll give us a little bit more confidence and we can be more competitive against UCLA than we were last year. We were not competitive at all against them last year.
Walker gives you a couple of summers, gets it out. I mean, you get at least 2 Nelson without being down 3-0, 4-0 as you had earlier in the series.
They did it just like we mapped it out. They did their job, and good for Walk. He threw the ball over the plate. gave us a chance, and I thought, Kobe came in. That was a critical out too to get his guys. So, yeah, it was good teamwork on the mound, and we haven't had a whole lot of that where it's been pass the baton from one to the other, and that's when the frustrating thing for me is we kind of disappeared offensively. We weren't executing. We did some what I think are not so smart stuff, and kind of left them in the game, trying to get separated and make it a little bit easier for our guys. And today the pitchers picked us up, and that's what good teams do. The pitchers pick up the hitters, and the hitters pick up the pitchers sometimes. And if you have to score 7 or 8 runs to win in this conference, you're not going to be successful that way. So easier said than done to pitch well in this conference as well. There's some good offensive players and offensive teams.
Steer went 7 for 11 this series. What keeps impressing about him?
I think he's one of the best players, not only in our conference and in the country. Another web gem today, diving play early in the game. A lot of people forgot about that. That's a double that turns into an out. Well, he's a security blanket for us at third. Fromke's got to continue to get better. There's some things there, but it's sure a nice luxury to have Spencer over there. When the ball leaves the bat hard in that direction, you feel like we've got a heck of a chance to get an out, and he makes hitting look ridiculously easy. I wish it would catch on to some guys, but he's a great player, and just another great weekend for him.
You mentioned the struggles offensively at different points today. Which one sticks in your craw most? There was the strike him out, throw him out. There was the running. Well, I don't know if it was a double steal or a steal that got hung up and then.
Well, that was supposed to be a trick play. That first and third play, Williams had 2 strikes on him, and we were supposed to run that a little bit differently. Once they paid all the attention to the guy at third, Johnny probably should have just taken second base. And you nailed it. The one that really got away from Fromke is the guy throw 5 balls in a row, he bunts ball 6, then he gets 3 and 2, and you start the runner, and it's got to be a strike, and he swings at a ball that bounces. So he got lost in the emotion of that, and that, I blame myself and the coaching staff. If we don't prepare guys better for that spot, then it's on my shoulders too. So his lack of playing time, or me not being able to make sure he's paying attention to all the details of the game and teach him the game, that's on me. That's on my shoulders. And so he can play free and easy and not tight. He looked like he was really tight at the plate because he had a couple stinker at bats where he swung at balls and took a hanging curveball earlier. And he had a bad day offensively, plain and simple. And we moved Gabe down because his hand was bothering him. He's giving us everything he can, but he's not 100%. And that's one reason we take him out of the 4-hole. He fills that 4-hole up for us, and he has for an extended period of time, but it was more out of necessity because of his injury, and we didn't want to take his glove out of there. So he was giving us everything he could. It was real frustrating for him, I'm sure. All right, thanks, guys.